about missing last night, but my nephew is in need of additional attention, so I was a little too busy taking care of him. So we're back tonight. We're doing the Midnight Masks. Well, return to the Midnight Masks to be more specific. So we're going to have the things load in. It'll take a moment. You'll see here there's some additional stuff, but conveniently they added the setup button, so we can just click that and it's going to remove all the extra locations. We're going to be leaving our house because we didn't have the option to burn it down. So there's that and there's that. Okay, so these are all the things being put aside. This is the cultist deck. This is the encounter deck. In here is probably the Ghoul Priest, who we're going to have to shuffle in. But first we'll come over here and we'll read the extra return to rules. Switch out these sets for these sets. Construct the agenda deck by choosing one of these two at random, so we won't know until we get through it. Choose one of these locations, which was all done by the setup button. Swap the cultists out. And whenever you're told to get an acolyte, instead get a 1 health cultist enemy instead. So that's just something to pay attention to going forward. This is the explaining of the campaign rules, which we're very familiar with by now. Lita was forced to find others is not what happened. She joined us. Otherwise, skip to intro 2, which sends us to intro 3, which sends us to setup, gather these cards, make the deck, choose the locations. It's 2 players, so spawn an acolyte, but it went and got a 1 health cultist instead. Our house did not burn to the ground, so we can begin there. Shuffle the encounter deck, and since the Ghoul Priest is still alive, we have to shuffle it into the encounter deck. So that's that. So we'll take this, put it over here, drop it in, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And we are as ready to go as possible. Let's look at what we did. So funny thing, I looked at Daryl a little bit closer, and it turns out that he can't upgrade the Dream Diaries. So all that work we did to upgrade our diary in the first game was actually a waste. I had never played Daryl before. I think I said before, I really don't get to play the clue getters very often. I'm off in the management. So we have since gotten rid of those and replaced them with more effective clue getting cards. For skids, we needed some help with combat, so we put some beat cops in and some other cards to help with combat. So, oh right. Okay. Let's get ourselves out of the spot so we can see everything. Alright. Well, track shoes are neat, but I don't think we're going to need them. Practice makes perfect is good, but not with deduction in our hand. So we'll put that back. Shortcut's good, but we'll want to get it later, and live and learn's the same thing. So, okay, we can't have a weakness in our opener, so we take the next one as well. And we can see here the old keyring. So the location gets -2, and if we succeed and the test is 0, we get an extra clue. So it's very effective to use this on 2 or less shroud to get extra clues potentially. Alright, and then over here, alright, well we have both of our allies. Now we don't have charisma yet, so we can't use both. So we're going to let Lonnie go. And then we'll let this stuff go to draw 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Well, we have 2 of them, which is nice. We did not get one of our weapons, which is significantly worse, but oh well. So we'll put these into the deck. And shuffle. Shuffle. Alright, so we can begin. We are at our house, which has some clues, and if the Ghoul Priest spawns, it must spawn here. We can draw 1 card and gain 1 resource as a click. That's a pretty convenient thing. Let's start by... what's the shroud here? It was 2, right? Perfect. Let's start by playing the keyring, making it a 0 shroud location, succeeding and taking 2 clues. That's always a good start for the clue getter, right? And since we succeeded, we lose the charge. Alright, so now we have more actions. I think what we're going to do here is use that ability on the location to draw a card and gain a resource. It seems too good to pass up. Alright, second old keyring, so that's going to really help getting a lot of clues quickly. I also think we should be doing this pretty regularly. Spend 2 clues to draw the top card of the cultist deck. So let's do that. And they spawn in north side, which I think is here. And they would like 5 resources. Okay, that's not too bad. And then we spent the 2 clues to do that. Alright, and then Skids will go. Skids will also draw a card and gain a resource. That seems like a very friendly thing to do. I don't think that we're going to want to stay here too much. This is not a hunter. Okay. I think, well, we want to play a B cop, but we really want to get value from our Ever Vigilance, so we need more assets. So let's draw a card. Okay, so now we get 2. The question is, do we want to wait until we can get a 3rd? And I think we do. So what we're going to do instead is move and go exploring a little bit. Head to Rivertown. Rivertown is a Shroud of 4, and you can discard a card with X willpower icons to remove Doom from cultists, and that's limited to once per game. Okay? So that's all of our actions on Skids. We could spend 2 resources here, but I don't really want to. We want to spend our resources on our allies, and our assets. So we'll go to upkeep, we'll find track shoes, and we'll find our weapon. Okay, well, we really got paid off for our patience there. Then we'll put a Doom on the agenda, and encounter cards. Monster. Okay. Well, this is the only place with clues, so it's going to have to be here. And then we'll get a free move out of the deal. Cool. So we're going to commit Take Heart to expect to fail this chest. We do fail, so we're going to move from here to here. And then we take a damage and a horror. And then when this treachery entered play, we can exhaust our Kodak, right, to place a resource on it as evidence. So we will have done that. I'm getting better about paying attention to these triggers. I'm going to try to be. So we did the damage. We didn't have anyone engage with us. Now we have failed the test, so we will get 2 resources and draw 2 additional cards. Okay, pretty convenient stuff there. Alright, and then that's all of the encounter cards, so now it's our turn. We'll have Skids go. Skids will begin by playing Ever Vigilant. So we'll play 3 things. We'll play the Beat Cop, the Machete, and the Lucky Cigarette Case. So the Cigarette Case costs 1, the Machete costs 2, and the Beat Cop costs 3, for a total of 6, which leaves us with 1 resource remaining. From there, we'll attempt to break down the door. Oh, will we actually? Well, yes, we will, but we're going to try to evade or use agility to do it. So this gets us to +2, this gets us to +3, and I think it'll be +3. We succeeded, and we succeeded by enough to get our action back, so Quick Thinking will go to the discard pile. Manual Dexterity will draw us a card, and that gets rid of the locked door, which puts the clue onto the location, I believe. No, it doesn't seem like it would go on, from what I'm reading. This goes on to the enemy or treachery. It doesn't say anything about dropping it to the location. So I guess by solving the problem, we have removed the ability to do it. Okay. Well, Skids will then move down and get engaged with. After you search your deck for an ally, okay, so you can get an ally. We'll use our Beat Cop's fast ability to deal 1 damage to itself, to then deal 1 damage to the Disciple and kill it. So we have 1 action remaining. And this is a Shroud of 2. We can go get allies. We really don't need to do that. Let's get a resource in case we want to use our ability next turn. For Daryl, this is a Shroud of 4. Let's take it a little easy. We'll start by playing Schofner's Catalog. We will then use Schofner's Catalog. Well, no, we won't. We will play Practice Makes Perfect, and we'll investigate with the old keyring. We'll check the top 9, looking for a deduction. It is not here, and I don't believe that we have another practice card. I really should be playing Perception. Okay, so that just gets discarded. So we are 5 to 2, so we're +2. We'll go 6 to 2. We'll commit Eureka. We succeed, so we get 1 clue, not 2, because we don't have it at 0 shroud. And then we'll look at the top 3 with Eureka. Of these, we're going to grab Scavenging, of course. And then with our final action, we're going to play the Scavenging. Alright, so then we'll go to Upkeep. Okay, well that's going to be mostly used for its counters, but that's alright. Doom on the agenda, and what do we have here? 6, okay. Encounter card. Well, Skid doesn't have any clues, so this will gain Surge. It doesn't have any clues, so they'll have to take 2 damage. Monster, farthest empty location. Well, we are in the center, so it looks like these 2 are the only options that are 2 away, because these are all connected. Oh, actually, this is 2 away as well. 1, 2, yeah, so we'll pick this one. And then after you spawn it, you must either place a Doom on it or put a clue at its location, and then if it's not Agenda 1, we do both. But it is Agenda 1, and we're in the Mythos phase, so we will put a Doom on it with the expectation that Skids will go solve that problem. Alright, so it's now our turn, so we'll have, we'll investigate, we'll use the keyring so that we are +3 to the location. We succeed. So we will take the clue, this goes away, and then since there's no more targets on that, that goes away as well. We'll put this on. Oh, we could have put that on this guy, but once again, we haven't gotten clues from him. Okay, never mind. Alright, so then we will use Schofner's Catalog to play Old Keyring. So we investigated, we played we played this. Then we'll play Shortcut to move down, and then we'll use the keyring here. We succeed, and the shroud of the location was 0, so we get both clues thanks to the old keyring. And then we succeeded by 2 or more, so we can also use Scavenging, which we will use to get back the old keyring that just went to the discard pile. So that's Daryl's 3. And then before he ends his turn, I think we should also use the clues to pull out another cultist. They go to the university, and they would like to get 2 clues. Okay, that shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, so now it's Skid's turn. Skids will move into the hospital, which will get him engaged with. Oh, we should check with we didn't reveal it, but we revealed this. We can, okay, it's the original, where we can heal. Yeah, okay. This is the return too. Alright, so once again, we're going to use the Beat Cop ability to do a damage to itself to kill the enemy, and save us some economy with our actions. Alright, from there we have some time. So we're going to draw a card. Okay. And we're going to draw another card. Alright, we're going to try to get that combo together. But that ends our turn, so then we'll go to Upkeep and Upkeep. Okay. Doom on the agenda, 3 of 6, and Encounter cards. Okay, we're getting punched pretty hard. Luckily, Skids has high health. Skids does also have In the Thick of It, so we have to play by the rules. We should have taken that damage. I forgot to mark that in the log. Alright, and Encounter card. Losing assets. Not ideal. Willpower test, also not ideal. We really can't pass it, so we'll just take it. We don't have Take Heart, and we're not with Skid, so he can't commit. Oh, we already committed it. Never mind. Okay, so we fail. We have to discard any asset, so we'll probably pick the one that we can get back pretty easily with our scavenging, right? So we'll have Daryl go first. Daryl will move into this location. Use Schofner's catalog to play the keyring. Investigate with the keyring, making the shroud 0. We succeed, and we succeed by enough to use scavenging and to grab the other keyring. And then we'll spend these 2 resources to peek at the top one. They'll spawn over at the graveyard. Okay. And that's all 3 for Daryl. Alright, so I think we need Skids to get some clues, because they're getting beat up pretty hard. Oh, we should have had them go first then. Oh, I did this whole turn wrong. Let's back it up. So we'll put you into the deck again. We'll put these 2 clues back on this location. We'll put Daryl back over here. And then the old keyring will go back in the discard pile. This was our hand. This was like this. We had another target, another charge on the Schofners. Move, play, investigate. Okay. So we're going to have Skids go first because we want Skids to be able to use, take the initiative. So they'll test +4. So they succeed. They're getting a clue. That's to enable them to play for the peril that they got. They also succeeded by 2 or more, so they can draw a card. Then we'll commit this for 3, so we're again +4, and we'll succeed again. Alright. And then we could move up and pay them off, but we really don't want to lose the card, so let's gain a resource and stock up for the future. So now Daryl's turn is going to be a little different. So Daryl's going to move into this location, get engaged on, spend the clues, and put Pete up in the display. This shroud is 3. We could take take 2 horror to gain 1 clue. That seems like a steep price. So we will, as we did before, get our keyring down. We will drop the shroud to 1, and then we'll play deduction because we can't get it to 0. So we are 6 to 1, which is +5. We have succeeded, so we get to place an evidence down, which is great. We could have put an evidence on this character, but again, we were gonna resolve the character before we did investigating, and it seems to me that this is after we have it, and then this says after we get any number of clues, move that many evidence on enemies or treacheries to that location to Daryl's Kodak. So I feel like I can't get them. I'm gonna have to read up on this. I'm gonna play harder on myself so that way I don't take advantage. But I feel like I'm getting less clues than I'm supposed to. But who knows? All right, so we'll grab our money. We moved into the location. And I think this is actually an action, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. So then we have done all the. Oh, I guess I could have moved up with Skids and had him engage and then get the clues and then paid. What did I do with Skids? I took him money? Never mind. Yeah, we'll do that with Skids. So Skids would have moved up before I moved in with Daryl so that the enemy engages with Skids. Then Daryl moves in and gets the clues so we can get another evidence. And then we pay the 2 clues that we've already paid. So it was move, do the investigation. Oh wait, move, do the play action. Do the click. I actually don't have the clues to do all of that. So we wouldn't have played the keyring then, because we couldn't. But we hit the star, so it's +1, so it's 6, with the deduction is 7. 7 to 3 is +4. I would have tested that, that's fine. Okay. Sorry, I'm retrofitting the turn, trying to make sure that it would be logistical. I'm still getting used to Daryl's Kodak. I guess we could have also used this to reduce the difficulty. Oh no, use this to reduce the difficulty? Oh, and that works with the keyring? Oh, that's insane good. Oh, cool. Oh man, that's really exciting. Okay. So that's our turns then, so then we can go to upkeep. Magnifying glass, we like that. Alright, an ally, and also horror soak. Both of that seems good. Alright, Doom on the agenda, and encounter cards. Or not encounter cards. Well, yes, encounter cards, not upkeep. So then Skids loses some money because he doesn't get 2 upkeeps. Okay, it looks like we have to go get a cultist enemy, put it into play. Okay. We definitely don't want to get that one. That's definitely not the winner. That's not a cultist. So yeah, we're gonna go fishing out of the graveyard, and we'll grab a disciple. Um, all of these are 2 locations away, but we'll put him in the place that we haven't gone to yet. By putting him up here, we also have to add a doom to him. He's going to gain 2 health and gain aloof. Okay. Alright, and then over here. Oh, I have to shuffle because I looked in there. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So we'll have Daryl go. They'll move up, get engaged with. They'll spend their 6 resources. Or sorry, 5 resources to parlay. That's 1, that's 2. What's the... Spend 5 resources to gain 2 extra clues from the token pool. Probably not going to happen. And then with our final action, we will play this old keyring. Yeah. And then we'll probably throw down this mag glass too. Probably going to want that. Alright, so now it's Skid's turn. We can do move, move, fight. Yeah. So we'll do move, move, get engaged. Oh, it's aloof. Never mind. That's not helpful at all then. Oh, you know what? We could spend 2 of Daryl's clues. Let's do that. And well, we're going to advance. Let's wait. We know that the normally on the back of the agenda there's a bad guy. So let's get back together just in case something happens. And then let's try to investigate this location. What is it, 3? So we'd be testing even. How much more could we get? We can get 1 that we don't really want to use, and we don't want to kick extra cards from our friend. What does this do? It could be. We could do it on this. Maybe not though. This is a shroud of 3. If we make it 1, we'd probably succeed. Oh, you know what? We could spend money to take extra actions. Let's do that. So we will move, move, engage. That's our basic 3, and then we'll use our Skid's ability to make an attack with the machete. So we would be 5 to 3, which is +2. We'll throw in a daring. So that does 2 damage, and then we'll use our beat cop to finish him off, and we draw a card from the daring. Oh, and we could have committed watch this, right? So yeah, we would have done that, and we gained 3 more resources. Okay. So this dies, and that dies, and that goes away. And now we don't advance. Oh, because yeah, this doom doesn't stay on the location. It goes away. Alright, so that was a good use of Skids as money. And then what's here? Add 2 supply tokens or ammo to an asset you control. Okay, well we don't have guns, so that's not as relevant. We don't have supplies, although this might. No, these have keys. Okay, no big deal. So we did all 4 for Skids. We used their ability. Daryl did all of theirs. So we'll go to upkeep. Okay. Cool. Doom on the agenda, 5 of 6, and encounter card. Alright, let's try to pass this. We don't like losing a bunch of actions, so let's spend 3 money with watch this. And then we'll also commit cheap shot and quick thinking. Oh, we would have drawn from cigarette case last turn too when we did the fight with the little guy with the cultist. So we'll also commit man dex. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're +5. I think that's good. Yeah, we succeed by 3. So we get 6 money from watch this. We pick an immediate action right now, and we draw a card. Okay. So right now, there's not too much that we want to do as Skids. We're not going to investigate a 4 shroud location. But you know what we can do? We can throw down this beat cup and keep our combat that I forgot to knock down. We also can draw from our cigarette case this turn. Okay, but I think we want to get the beat cup down when we can. And then encounter card over here for Daryl. Okay. All right. So we are here. This is 2 locations away, 2 locations, 3 locations. So this is the furthest one. At the end of the Mythos phase, place a Doom on it, which is now, so we can just go right to that because Daryl's the last one. At the end of the enemy phase, it moves towards Rivertown. If it is already there, move all Doom from it to the agenda. Okay. And that's end of enemy phase. So next, okay, well, it won't matter then because it'll advance the agenda, but but it's gonna keep being a problem. All right, we'll have Daryl go first. Daryl will use the keyring to drop the shroud of the location, and then we'll use our evidence that's here to reduce the test to 0. We succeed, and we'll take both clues. And then we'll check our discard pile for any items. I don't think that there are any, but since our scavenging is live, there are not. Okay. And then we will, this is not an exhaust, right? Yeah, so we'll do that again. And we'll have remembered to put this on that, although I don't think it'll matter. But we'll make it a 0, and we'll test again. So we succeed. And since it's a 0, we get both clues. We'll hold on to this because we're expecting the agenda to flip, and we will move over to downtown. So we can get resources here. There's no victory required here, so that's good. And there's 3 cultists less, so we have more clues than we need. So we're going to ignore this location. But that's all 3 actions for Daryl. We did investigate, move. So now it is Skid's turn. There is victory on this location, but I don't think that we're going to be able to get to it. So instead, we're going to drop down a trench coat. We will draw a card. Nice. We will trench coat, draw a card, and we'll draw another card. Okay. The reason why we didn't move too much is we want to stay close to Daryl in case anything bad happens, and we know that we're going to potentially have to kill this corpse taker soon. So, all right. Upkeep. Got another Lonnie. Upkeep. We got combat for Daryl. That's perfect because I think it's going to be right on time. Oh, and then he would have moved, put his Doom up on the agenda, and then had to go away when we advance right now. Engaged with the person with the most clues, which is Daryl, as expected. Only has 4 combat. Oh, sorry, I said combat. Well, yeah, it does have 4 combat, but it has 8 health. You cannot discover or spend clues while engaged with him. Okay. Well, based on that information, I think we're going to have Daryl go first. We'll start by evading. So we will be +1. We'll go +2. We'll go +3. I believe that's going to be a pass. Highest number of Doom is 0, so yeah, that's a pass. So he goes to this location exhausted. Then we are going to spend our 3 resources to play I've Got a Plan, which is combat. We are going to be 5 to 4 is +1. We'll commit this. Actually, we'll just test +1. And then we have enough clues to do the max damage. So that is a failure, so we'll have to put a clue down, which is not ideal, but it's okay. But then we'll play Live and Learn, which lets us test again +3, and then we'll go +5. And we succeed and deal 4 damage. 1 from the base, and then we have 3 or more clues. As you can see, we have 5. So that's pretty great. So we evaded, we fought, so now we're going to move. We're going to move over to Easttown. So the problem here is that this corpse taker is going to try to advance the agenda. Basically, oh, actually, it has a Doom on it again because it gets it every Mythos phase. It's going to constantly feed the Doom to the agenda and advance us out, so we need to go handle it. So Skids is going to move down and get engaged with, and then we're going to fight. So Skids is 4, so we're even. We get +1 from the machete, so we're a base of +1. We can go +2, +3, +2, +3, +4. Yeah, all right. +2, +3, +4. And that's good. There's only one Doom on it, so that'll kill it. So that's 2 actions. We could mess around, but I think we're just going to move back, and then we're going to spend 2 resources to be... Oh, do we have 2 resources? Yeah, we do. 2 resources to get in here using our ability. And then we're going to use the Beat Cop to get a damage in. And up this to 5. Okay, so we've done that. And now we're in Upkeep. Okay. Upkeep. There's a friend. Okay. Doom on the agenda. And encounter card. Night Gaunt. Okay. And, okay, we just found all the Night Gaunts. Oh, and this guy would have readied. Alright. So we'll start by engaging him with, or with fighting him rather. He's currently at 5. So we'll commit +1, +2 to be +3. That's what we needed. So we'll use the machete extra damage to be 7, and then we'll use the Beat Cop ability to kill this one. Okay. Oh, and then we can also... Oh no, we succeeded exactly. We should have used this last turn though, but we missed it. Alright, let's... oof. We're +4, but that's really only +2. +4 is fine. Let's evade. Okay, we fail. It doesn't have alert, so that's fine, and we'll try again. That's a success. So it'll get exhausted and stay here. So now it's Daryl's turn. Daryl will have put a clue on this with the Kodak. We'll also try to evade. We're +2, which is really +1. We super succeed, and we'll put a mark on this thing. We'll then investigate the location with our keyring, and we'll use the resource to make it a Shroud of 0. We'll succeed, and we'll succeed by enough that we can use scavenging, and we'll go get the other keyring. So we evaded, and then we clued, and then we're able to, since we're getting 2 clues from the location, we're also able to grab this evidence with the camera. Okay, and then we have, oh, and this dies. And then with our final action, we will play another keyring. Alright, so we'll go to Upkeep and draw a card. Upkeep and draw a card. These guys will ready and come back to us. Oh, you know what? Skids will spend 2 resources to move out, actually, and come over here. And he'll take the monster that's at the location when it readies. And then this one will ready here. They are hunters, so we're going to have to stay ahead of them. And we did get 2 clues, not 1. Right, yeah. Okay. So that's all happened. Doom on the agenda, and encounter cards. Each investigator with 2 or more clues takes 2 horror, so that's both of us. So we'll have our Beat Cop take 1, and Skids will take 1. And then we have no allies yet, so we'll be taking 2 horror. Okay. If no horror is dealt, please Doom. So horror was dealt, so we're fine. We do have clues, so we're going to have to make this test. We are +1. We'll go +2. And we'll succeed. Alright, so we'll begin by having Daryl investigate the location. We'll make it a Shroud of 0 and use a keyring charge. We'll succeed, so we'll take both clues. We'll use our scavenging to get the other keyring out of the discard pile. And we'll yoink both of these clues. And then, oh, I was using this as a fast, and it's definitely not, so that's a problem. Alright, so we're going to put a Doom on the agenda to pay for the... How many did we do? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, we did 3 people. Or we just did 2? Alright, so I'm going to put a Doom on the agenda. We're going to lose 6 actions, and we're going to use this as a fast and call it even. Oh, yeah, we did... Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's a big mistake. I didn't realize it was an action. So we only have one left, and that guy's a hunter, so we're going to move down. Okay. So we have this guy here with us. He's got a ton of hit points, and he's hard to deal with. Oh, we should have went first. All right, never mind. We're going to say he went first. We're going to get all the pips for this. So that's 2 damage. And then we'll fight +1. Hey, that's a success. Sweet. And then with our final action, we'll also move down. This guy will hunt over here. We'll go to upkeep. Okay, upkeep. Cool. Doom on the agenda and encounter cards. We will spend a clue to not take damage. That's why we have them. Cultist enemy. This is not a cultist, but you are, so it goes on to you. If it's elite, it loses. Or sorry, if it's elite, or sorry, if it's unique, it gains retaliate. So this is unique. That's what the little star in front of Herman means. So now it has retaliate. It does not gain aloof. We have to discard 4 cards to parlay him, so that's not a huge problem. All right. Well, we've gotten all the clues that we need off the locations, so why don't we have Daryl go in there and handle some business. After you enter the graveyard, test. If you fail, you must either take horror or move back. We are even, or sorry, we'll go to even and we'll test. Okay, well we can't pass that, but we'll spend, oh, we can't do that, because we need to be able to parlay him. Whoops, then we will parlay him and discard 4 cards. And so he'll go to the display. And then we will investigate with the rabbit's foot, which will make it 0, and we'll take both clues. Both sets of clues, I mean. Alright, okay. We have a small gap. We can't use lockpicks, so we can't investigate, or rather, we can't go handle a bad guy. So we'll deal with this one while he's here. So we'll move in. We will fight him at +1. We will succeed and deal 2 damage to him, which will in turn give us a cigarette case. Of course. Okay. So we'll fight him again. I think that's -2, which would be a failure. And it puts a cultist on a doom on a cultist, but there aren't any. Alright, so we'll spend 2 resources here to take another action and try to kill him. And that is a success. That's a -0 right now. Okay, and we'll put 1 resource over here. So then we'll go to upkeep. Oh, and I investigated, so I can use the scavenging, which I will, to get back the rabbit's foot. So that was that turn. And then we drew that, and then we drew this, so then we're on Doom on the agenda, and encounter card. Hey, it's the Ghoul Priest, so he spawns at our house. And then this is here, and we lose an asset, which is fine now. We've gotten almost all of the clues. So we're testing willpower. We're -2. We're fine with that. Yeah, we fail. And we place a doom on the cultist, but I don't think he's a cultist. He is not. Alright. So from there, we'll have Daryl go. Daryl will use the keyring to investigate, get both of the clues, and then immediately use them to flip over a friend. Okay, he goes in downtown, and when he attacks, he gets healed. And then our third action will be to do that again, and Ruth's at the hospital and needs to be evaded. Okay, so we need to use 2 more clues to do that, and that's all 3 for Daryl. Investigate, and then I can't think. First we investigated, then we did the 2 clue flips. We'll take track shoes with the scavenging, and that will be our turn. So now it's Skid's turn. I'm not super excited about fighting Wolfman Drew +1. And he is not a monster, so Lita won't help with that either. When he attacks, he heals 1. So we'll take 3 attacks. We have to hit 2 to win. Doesn't feel good. Let's play Easy Mark. Get 2 resources and draw a card. Let's play Easy Mark. Get 2 resources and draw a card. Let's play Easy Mark. Play 2 resources, or get 2 resources and draw a card. Well, that was convenient. Let's move 2 resources onto hospital debts so we don't forget to pay our debts. Alright. I'm significantly happier now that we have Daring. Let's move into here, have Wolfman Drew engage us, and then we will fight him with Daring. We will succeed, we will gain 2 resources, we will draw a card, and we will deal 2 damage to him. I don't think doing any of those things makes sense, but we'll go +2 and fight him again. We didn't need it, but he dies. So that's good. Alright. So now all we need to do is evade Ruth and we're good, but we do have the option of potentially killing the Ghoul Priest. So from here, the Ghoul Priest will hunt, and then we'll go to Upkeep. And Upkeep. Okay, this is a way for Skids to potentially get some more combat in. That was the idea. Doom on the agenda and encounter cards. Alright, 2 more horror. We're going to let the Beat Cop die here because we're going to play Lita. And then over here. So where are we? We are here. So 1, 2, 3. That's going to be the furthest empty location. And then we're going to have to put one of Daryl's clues there, and we're going to have to put a Doom on him. Because those are the rules. Oh, we put the Doom on already. Whoops. We have to put a clue from Daryl on him. Alright. So it's Daryl's turn. We will go 1, 2, 3 and play Track Shoes, which gives us an agility. We will move into this location, and we will test on our Track Shoes. We're going to test agility 3, and then if we succeed, we move to a connecting location. So first we're going to test at +1. Hey, we succeeded. So without being engaged, we get to move to a connecting location. So we're going to move over to here, and then with our final action, we're going to move down here. Ruth will engage us, and that's that. Skids will go. They'll move into this location, get engaged on. They will... Oh, I mean, I would have played Lita first. Let's do that. So play Lita, then move in. Oh, I guess I would have played Ace of Swords too. Sure. And then we'll test. And we succeed and gain 2 resources. So that's 3 actions. We'll move 2 more resources onto hospital debts. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. We'll get our lockpicks down so we can get this clue to prevent the victory. I don't think we're going to have the ability to kill Ghoul Priest. 10 damage is too much in the time allotted. Then we go to the monster phase. The Ghoul Priest will hunt, so we'll have him hunt this way, and then Ruth will attack and deal 1 damage. We'll go to the Upkeep. Skids takes another horror, which we'll throw onto Lita. Upkeep. Doom on the agenda, and encounter cards. Oh, actually, we didn't take 2 horror from the last thing because... Oh no, that didn't happen. Never mind. Okay. Obscuring Fog is going to be a little irritating. Oh, there should be a clue here. I must have, when I killed the monster, it must have taken it away. And then card. Oh, wow. Oh, actually, never mind. It goes here. Alright, so we'll have Skids go first and attempt this. It's a Shroud of 5 because of the Obscuring Fog. We'll use Lockpicks, which is a 7. This will be 8, 9, so we're +4. We'll succeed and grab the clue. We'll also be able to use our cigarette case. We keep our lockpicks charged. We can put a resource onto hospital debts, so that way it's paid. We have 2 more actions, but I don't think that they'll matter. Because, yeah, so we'll just have skids end their turn. I mean, I guess technically we'll move in and fight the Ghoul Priest, right? What does it have? 4, so we'll go, we're 5, 6, 7, and we'll commit 2 money, so we're +3. Oh, we fail. Actually, does that kill? No, we can have Lita take it. Never mind. So she'll take 2, and that'll become a 2, and then we'll take the 1. Sure. Evasion time. So we'll start by evading. We'll take heart with the knowledge that we are going to fail this evasion check. We do fail. What is the penalty on that? Place of Doom. That's fine. It goes on her, but that doesn't. Pardon, it doesn't advance us. So we'll take heart. We'll resolve. We'll get. Oh man, what a brutal draw. We'll get these 2 and those 2. And then we'll commit, or we'll play Live and Learn to retest. So now we are +1. We'll go +2, +3, and now we're gonna get a -3. Okay, good. We evade her. She goes up here. So since she goes into the display, we now have 6 unique cultists. So we advance to R1. So that's great. That's the positive resolution. We interrogated all 6. None got away, but we're going to have to keep that the Ghoul Priest is still alive, and we get the experience in the display, which is a total of 10. We actually got all the location experience, and we also got the experience from all the monsters, so that's pretty good. We got 10 more XP to play with. We're going to bang out some pretty key upgrades. And I think we'll be good to go for the next one. The Ghoul Priest is going to end up there, which is going to be a small problem, so we're going to put some more combat in Daryl's deck to try to help out. And maybe find something that hits a little harder than the machete, or find more ways to boost up skids. He's been pretty fun so far. I've used all of our resources, which is pretty nifty. And I've been able to pay for the hospital debts. Now, his signature card is pretty weak. Like, I really don't want to use it too often, so it's really good for the icons, which isn't ideal. Like, passing 1 investigate check isn't what I would want from a signature card, but all things considered rather, I'm pretty happy with Skids. He's got a cool suite of cards, like the green base with the blue sub-theme is pretty solid. Like, it's similar to Leo Anderson, who goes the other way, has the blue main set with the green sub-theme. Hopefully I'll be able to get enough money cards into Skids where I can potentially I'm struggling now. Like, I either want to put Leo and Charisma in. I think I'm just going to put Charisma in with 3 XP. With the other 7, I'll probably get a weapon or 2, like 2 3 XP weapons, and then another 1 XP thing. I don't know. We'll see. The Ace of Swords would have been helpful earlier. Some of his skill cards have been really helpful at making tests, and the cheap shot has been really good. I don't want to play Backstab for him because he ends up having to use his agility to fight, and his agility is going to be less than his combat in most spots because I'm playing all these combat boosting other cards. Daryl's been great. I really wish I had played or built him better. I think the obvious scavenging old keyring thing is nuts, and I really need to figure out exactly how his Kodak works, because I feel like I was missing out on some evidence. I played it super strict that I only got evidence if I investigated a location before dealing with the monster, and it's possible that if I deal with the monster, it drops it. So, like I said, I'm going to look into it a little bit, but it feels to me from reading it that that's how it works. So I'll check the FAQ, and I'll be back tomorrow night with the Devourer, I believe it's called. Devourer Below, yeah, Return to. So I hope you guys are enjoying the content, seeing some of the more powerful cards, some new things. I know that XP was a little sparse in the first one. We ended up 2 short of our goal, and actually there was another victory monster we didn't see. But we actually got a lot this time, so we'll be able to boost up our decks. Unfortunately, it's only a 3 scenario mission or campaign, so we'll be heading over to Dunwich after. Dunwich is notoriously stingy with XP, but if we can get a lot of XP out of Dunwich, you guys will see a lot of new interesting cards that we didn't play with last time. I think the first time through Dunwich we played with Jenny, Barnes, and Ashcan Pete. and we struggled quite a bit because we were playing two hybrid classes. And I think I'm gonna like go really powerful. I was thinking like maybe Lily Chen and as a fighter, and for clue getting, I was thinking of doing Norman Withers and just really going super powerful. It's not just monsters; it's any threat cards in your area for evidence. Yeah, well, it's also for treacheries, right? But the caveat was there was nothing in Daryl's play area, and so or there were things that were on the table, but I wasn't investigating them. Like I was killing the monster first, right? So once I kill the monster goes away, right? Braves, and then if the monster goes away, the evidence would go away with it. That's how I played it tonight, and I'm pretty confident that that's how it works. But I want to just double check that the monster wouldn't drop the evidence if it was dispatched in advance. So like one of the things that was happening was like Skids would draw a monster um, and kill it before Daryl went because of like I needed Skids to go first for take the initiative or something like that. Yeah, yeah. There wasn't too many in our threat area. There was a couple of these treacheries. So it says here like obscuring fog or locked door. There's not many that are going to stick into our threat area. But like I was using them on these. But again, by the time I drew this obscuring fog, it was well after I had cleared all the clues off. The um, the level 3 old keyring, along with the codec, like this is nuts. And once I have upgraded scavenging, which I'm about to get now, like you don't even have to spend the extra action to replay the keyring. You can do it as part of the scavenging, and so it's just like I don't even need the magnifying glasses anymore. They're wasted slots because I'm just going to be recycling keyrings. I may even put flashlight 3 in to be able to combo off with the keyrings for higher shroud locations, right? So with flashlight 3, you can use it to reduce the shroud of a location being involved in an investigate check. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So um, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing with him. Like I said, I had initially built him for the the gathering with Dream Diaries, and it actually helped. I passed a lot of tests with the extra card, but my intent was to upgrade it, and then I went to upgrade it and it wasn't available on Arkham DB. And I was like, oh no, what's wrong? And then I checked and was like, oh right, he only gets level 2 and the Dream Diary upgrades to level 3. So I had to retool him a little bit for this. This is my first time playing him. I was saying earlier in the video today, I almost always get stuck in enemy management. My wife loves to play clue getters, and my close friend that I play with likes to play clue getters. So I'm experiencing a lot of these guys for the first time or girls, and trying to figure out what their best things are. You know, I played Monty for the first time, and he was really fun. I played Trish for the first time, and she was cool. I didn't get to play like the strong Trish because it was I was playing with limited card pools. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, so I was actually thinking in my brain, I was doing it the other way. I was doing it that it only went on the ones that went into play. Like I thought that that was the name for the treacheries that went to locations was treacheries. That's its hazards is the name, but in my brain that's what it was. Although for something like Edge of the Earth, where there's so many of them, the hazards, it seems like it might be insane, especially because they linger on the board even if they do their thing. So I'm super excited to see what I could do with Daryl um, going forward in a more structured build. Like right now, this was kind of just playing all the good cards and seeing how it worked. Um, so yeah, he's been fun. I've liked him a lot. Yeah, I can imagine. Sometimes the cards are worded a little funny, or like a lot of times what happens to me is I used to play Magic really heavily. I was big into it for like maybe 10 years, and so like all of the things in my head work with the timing rules of Magic, but it's not like that in this game at all. So many things work differently. And I'm learning some of the specific nuances and learning some of the things. And I've only been playing now for about a year and a half. I got introduced by a friend right as Scarlet Keys was coming out. Um, he got me into the game, and yeah, I've been playing pretty hard ever since. Or maybe it was just before Scarlet Keys came out. I don't know. It was I want to say October of 2022. and I got into the game, and I've been playing it pretty heavily. I bought a full collection in February of 2023. I have Barkham Horror, and I have all of the returns. I have all the side scenarios. I have much of the printed stuff. Like I don't have everything. And then I was at Gen Con this year, so I got the Susie card and all of the ooze stuff. I can't remember the ooze that ate everything else stuff, which was pretty cool. Um, but Susie's super fun. I really want to show off Susie at some point. I have a really strong build for her. And I think she's really good with a partner like Bob, where Bob will play a bunch of items with charges on them, use all the charges, and then Susie will eat them up. And then very quickly she can just do everything. I want to say that I'm a super big Roland fan. A lot of people don't like Roland as much as I do. I think he's almost the perfect enemy management person. He's not the best at killing things, right? So like obviously Mark and Tony and Kamani are best at getting them off the board. Um, oh yeah, so you can play her with anybody. She's also good with mystics that have like charges on their spells and stuff. What's weird about her is that very quickly she becomes a 6/6. Like she has six of every stat. So it's like if you know that you're going to have six of every stat, what cards do you play? Because you're going to pass every check, right? And so the challenge is just keeping items so that you can stay at a six stack, which is not hard. And you just yeah, I don't know. The the cool things that you do with her. So like she has a built-in. I think it's called Well Learned. It's like an extra 15 cards, and then you draw two cards and discard a card at the end of your turn. Um, and so like what you're effectively doing is filtering through your stuff, but you have to eat the card that you discard. It doesn't go to your discard pile. And so what ends up happening is like you build up your stomach, but you can speed it up to eat items, right? So like for example, I play Scroll of Secrets with her. So you draw a card from your deck. Then after you do that, you get plus one to every stat, right? It's very similar to how Diana plays. If you ever played Diana Stanley, where like you start out with one willpower and you're kind of weak, but by like turn three you have four, five, six. Oh, yeah. I mean, so the thing with the assets is that they don't stay in play a lot because you end up eating them. Like at least that's what I did. Let me see if I can get my build quick, and I'll share it with you. You can use it as a starting point or just as a thing to peruse. But I should have a saved one. Yeah. And then this is before, yeah, 0 XP. Yeah. It should let me post. Yeah, Diana's one of my favorites too. I was getting into a discussion on the Facebook group, the Arkham Horror fan page, and I was saying I think Diana is S tier or at least A plus. Like she may not be the most broken in terms of like I'll take all the clues and kill all the enemies in one turn, but every game I play Diana in, I feel like I'm gonna win. Very quickly, I'm just like I can control the encounter deck, I can handle clues, I can handle monsters, and I have a plan on getting my cards together and getting my stuff. And her economy is so good. Most people don't realize how like her cards that cost one actually cost zero. Her cards that cost zero actually make her money. Her cards that cost two only cost one, etc. Right? So very quickly, you look at cards like Counterspell, which is two money Blanca token, but for her, it's one money Blanca token draw card. So a lot of these things are just a little bit wonky, and they don't play the same way that you expect. Um, but yeah, this was my Susie deck as an investigator. Now, obviously, there's some combat cards in there, and she's able to do that. But primarily, the goal of that deck was to be an investigator. That said, I can't tell you how many times I found the Enchanted Blade and went to town with her. And when I played her, I eventually put Time Worn Brand in the deck and other um, pretty neat cards that she could play. To be honest, the hardest part of playing her is figuring out exactly what you devoured throughout the course of the game, so that you can figure out what card you're allowed to upgrade into, because you're restricted on that. Um, but yeah, that was my Susie deck. I did a one of the standalone campaigns, and it was super fun. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna play her pretty soon. Either way, it was a pleasure chatting with you tonight. I'll be back tomorrow, like I said, to do the Devour Below. I was trying to get out before the sneeze, but it beat me. um, so yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night for the Devourer Below, and I hope to see you guys there. And if not, enjoy the VOD and enjoy the YouTube playlist. If you don't know that about that, let me link that for you as well. I have a YouTube channel, and then I've played so far. I've played every campaign from the base set all the way through Scarlet Keys, and put that up. And each campaign has its own playlist. And then I'll be adding the return tos here, and then after that, I'll probably do some fan content or the standalones. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I think will be the most enjoyable for people to watch. I personally like watching campaigns, like the building of a deck and seeing how the different strategies that you play early let you do things late and vice versa. So I'll probably keep playing campaigns. I don't imagine that I'm going to do too many standalones. I might just do, for completionist sake, one of each of the standalones just to show them because they're on here and they're pretty easy to play. But yeah, it was a pleasure talking with you tonight, and I hope to see everyone tomorrow night. Good night.